I think the beginning of God working in Southern Hills was inspiring some people, giving some people vision to build a new church. I remember coming out here and praying on the grounds before we built this church, but the very first people went to the fairgrounds, they went to Fish and Game Club, and then we were in the Chinese restaurant building. And so after that, we sold to the Chinese and we were in the high school auditorium. So it's been a process, but God has been in it the whole time. People say that they could see God working, and I used to not really understand that, but once I was in some Bible studies, I got to know God and how He works and that He's faithful. And I think that is the main important part, is to get involved in Bible study, to know who God is, what He says is true and unchanging, and that what He says He's going to do, whether it's through you or someone else. And so I think He's used a lot of people here at Southern Hills, and in the future He'll use other people. It's just been a good journey to be on with this group of people that meet here.
Well, I've been a part of Southern Hills Church for like 22 years now. Of course, I've been on staff working with the kids. So I think one of the ways that I've seen God really work in our congregation is in our children and in their lives. Of course, my wife and I raised our kids in this church, and both of them, I made decisions for Christ, and I had the privilege of baptizing both of them. And we never discount or underestimate the influence that this church had on their lives. I know when this church was founded, it was partly to emphasize working with youth, and our kids, the people that have poured into the lives of our kids, it's just been incredible, really. And I know the place that they're at today, a lot of that has to do with people investing in their lives. And I've had the privilege of seeing people invest in the lives of children throughout the years in this congregation. Many of those who have made this decision for Christ, I've had the privilege to baptize some of them, or to witness their parents baptizing them. But the influence and the impact that a church family can have when you're raising kids is it's just incredibly valuable.
I say it's through prayer and ministry. Prayer has been throughout this church. I know back when the beginning of this building process for this building here, Gerald Cheatham and I met in the field here before there's even a shovel of dirt turned, started praying for what this church could do for this community and for the people here. And then as we got the building going up, we'd come inside and pray during the construction of it. And then once it got a certain point, we even had a lot of people coming in and writing their favorite scriptures on the studs of the building and stuff. And then the same way was with the new addition, was studs was written on verses on them too, also with their favorite Bible verses. Also, we'd open it up, especially when there was a prayer emergency. I can think of a few times that we come in here and open the building up and had the community come in and have prayer for Myra Wells when she was in that accident with the elephant in Zimbabwe, and for Jason Petmeyer when he was having real serious health issues and was in the hospital, and also for Philip Bowsman. So there's many different ways I've seen God answer prayer and work through the prayer ministry of here, and it's been an awesome and strengthening time for our church, I think.
Okay, I feel that the Lord has touched me by the people that He's put in my life. So definitely relationships. Started with my parents. The Lord chose my parents for me, and now that they're both gone, I look back and I was the luckiest child in the world to have been brought up in that environment. as of all family dynamics. Of course, it wasn't perfect, but as I look back, it was a blessing in my life. I've also had dear friends in my life that have been placed there. As you look back, I know definitely by God. I have some girlfriends from high school that we were close in high school, and then we separated, and now we found our way back, and it's like we were never separated, and I know that they always have my back. I also have a group of date night friends that we call them, and I know that the group itself had to have been orchestrated by a higher being, because we're all very different, but yet the love that we have developed for each other over the years is just unmistakable. And again, they've got my back and I've got theirs. And lastly, I have one set of girlfriends that are responsible for me coming to church. And without them, I wouldn't have experienced the love of Southern Hills Church. My children wouldn't have grown up in the church, and my husband wouldn't be in the church. And so it's a very, very humbling experience to know that God's always got my back too, and He knows when to put people in my life when I need them.
I've seen God work through Southern Hills by the members of the church reaching out to others in the community to help them learn more and have a relationship with God. Being here at Southern Hills and interacting with the members has helped me grow in my faith, and it has helped me learn more about myself. And when I fall short, the members here pick me up and help guide me onto a path to become a better person and a better disciple.
I've seen God at work at Southern Hills Church in so many different ways. Just from the very get-go when we started going here. VBS is a huge way that I've seen that, and that's how we got here as a family, is because I had an issue with another church, and so we weren't going there. And Dawson, we weren't taking him into church, so I was just taking my girls to VBSs through town, and so we ended up here at Southern Hills VBS. And in closing on a Friday night, had a member here just ask me if I was going to church, and just be in the hands and feet of Christ, and the obstacles that we incurred in the past. She said that she would overcome those, and that this congregation would step up and help out if we would come here. And so we started coming here, and my goodness, the love that we've seen here has been amazing. People that signed up and took in Dawson during the time that we were here so I could watch a sermon, because I hadn't seen one in 8 years, not a full sermon. And someone would take him every service, and even had a sign up on the bulletin for Dawson time, and it was never missed. There was always someone that stepped in and just took him and worked with him while I got to watch the sermon, and my girls could go to children's church. So that was one of the most amazing ways that I've seen love from a group of people that was here at this church. It was just phenomenal. And then when Dawson started running away and eloping, two different women here at Southern Hills worked hard on getting a Save a Life program brought to Washington County, and got that program started where Dawson had a tracking device on his leg, and not just him, but other people in the county that could use it as well for dementia or autism or whatever it may be. But just the love that was shown here, and that's still here at this church, from the men's groups that I've belonged to that have been by my side through divorce and through going through depression, and the guys that just come alongside of me and walk through that with me, and it's just been amazing to have a group of people like that you know you can count on. That you know it's not them, because it's above them, that there's a love in them that you can't explain, and that's God's love. And so it's just been an amazing run here at church, and I look forward to see what comes our way next, and how we can pay it forward, and how I can love on people and just mentor the younger guys and families and bring them closer to Christ. But a lot of it has to do with how I was treated here at Southern Hills.
I believe that God has been working every day at Southern Hills Church. I actually was one of the founding families that came here, and so from day one, God had a plan and an action, and every year and I see something new that has brought more people to God, and I think that's what we need to keep focused on, that's what Southern Hills is about, is having that relationship with God in every day and what we do. And that could be from providing meals to people when they're sick. For VBS, we didn't get to have it last year. Boy, did we miss it. That connection of bringing people in, having Bible classes, having small groups, working with people that are going through crises. I remember one Sunday there was a fire in our community and everybody left church and went straight there. Dropping things when a tree fell down at a member's house, going to help build a playground. There's just so many things that we do every day, and it's not about the building. It's not about glorifying myself or anyone that's involved. It's about doing what God wants us to do and letting people see God work in our lives every day. And I really think that's what Southern Hills has helped, and that's what I see every day with what we're doing at Southern Hills, and why my family continues to be active and involved in Southern Hills Church.